Do you have your audio on? Okay. I appreciate you being here. If you're in and out, it's totally okay. How do I look? I just took migraine medicine. Okay. I'm not sure there's going to be a lot of us on. I know Hannah has a work Zoom meeting at 1, and Christina is at the doctor's office. And Natalie just messaged me that she's at work and caught up in something at the moment. So it may just be Whitney and you and me and Jan. Hi, Whitney.
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me? Whitney? Can you hear?
Yes, now
Okay.
I can.
Awesome. Okay. Great. Ooh.
What's going on, Mom?
She's not talking. She's being very,
Okay.
very quiet.
Did you take it?
She's listening. She's at work.
Well, I have a homeschooler on the other side of the room, so.
Well, listen, I don't know how many of us are going to be on. Christina's at the eye doctor, and Natalie got caught up with work, and Hannah had a Zoom. Her boss called this morning and said they had a Zoom at 1.
Okay.
Hi, Jan. You look beautiful.
Class.
Can you hear me, Jan?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Jan, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. You look beautiful
It's
in that
tomorrow.
pink. That is gorgeous.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
actually red.
It's today. They
Oh,
take any
it
kind
looks
of quiz?
pink on my end, but it's
That's
gorgeous. Gorgeous.
That's the new red stiletto lipstick.
Oh, I haven't seen it on anyone.
Mhm.
It looks good.
Not either.
Thank you.
Break for a couple minutes. And
This
then
is the
start
very
pushing
famous.
kind of, you just get a snack
This
and
is the
leave.
remnants of Blush Velvet. Put it on a lot of hours ago.
Well, it may just be us. I was just telling Whitney and Amy, Hannah can't be on, Christina can't be on, and Natalie just said she got caught up at work. She was in something. So, and I haven't heard back from Elaine. So it may just be us. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And what I would like to do is open us in prayer. So if you'll just indulge me for a minute, I'm just going to say a quick blessing. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you now and we just praise your name, Lord. You are in control of everything. Thank God we are not. And I just praise you for the blessings that you've given us even in March in the midst of everything starting with this pandemic. I pray blessings on these women that are on this Zoom right now and the ones who couldn't be and their families and their businesses. Lord, we pray for safety and health and your provision. Okay, ready? I don't know about you, but I needed that. All right, so I am excited about this Zoom for Reds, and we're going to do several other things for Red Jackets too. But I wanted to talk to you guys, first of all, I don't know if you've seen the new promotions for the month of April. There is a Rocket into Red promotion that kicks off today and goes through June 30th. And it is basically when you get, it's not a get into your red jacket promotion. So I want to specify that. It's when you get 3 new Great Start qualified, which means they could, as long as they start in April and they do 600 cumulatively by the end of June, they're Great Start qualified because it has to be during that time period. And then you get a brand new red jacket for free and you get an invitation to the prize party. So all of you already have red jackets, but you could win one of the brand new ones for free just by getting 3 new people. Yeah, so it's not just for new Reds, which I think is awesome. So you can kind of take a peek at which red jacket you like. They debuted the new ones today on that flyer.
Take that
So
to
you can take
Pastor.
a
They're
peek
probably
and
going to
see
go
'em.
over it.
And one of them has that
Okay,
like
then go over it with them. See if you got the
red,
answers right.
it's not houndstooth, but it's like that red checkered, like Kate Middleton wore, you know, real fancy schmancy. And there's a longer one and then a blingy one with a pocket on it. So you all can earn that. So I wanted to let you know that. It's just 3 new Great Start qualified people before June 30th. And you get their new red jacket for free and you get the prize party at seminar.
This is a super silly question, but they had to start April 1st and after, correct? Your new 3 people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But on In Touch, there's a list of like, it'll say details underneath that contest and it'll give you, there's examples. So if you have a question like, hey, so-and-so did this, but she didn't, you know, she does this order and this order, but it'll give examples to show you what qualifies and what doesn't. But yeah, they have to start in April and then they have to be Great Start qualified by the end of June, which is only 3 months. Really, Great Start is usually 4, but it's for this contest, it's 3. So that makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we still
Okay,
get
so I think that's fun.
Do we still get the $100 bonus?
Yes. Yeah, so you get $100, well, you get $100 bonus if you're a new red. You guys are already red, but you'll get the $50 team building bonuses for each person.
Okay.
That would be
I'll take that.
$150. Yeah. And thanks for asking that. So new people who haven't been into red yet, like if you have someone on your team who's working and wants to get into red, they have the opportunity to get the red jacket also free, also the prize party,
Which is amazing.
and the $100 for the red jacket. And if you have someone on your team who gets red for the first time, don't you get a bonus?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I thought so. So you could get that too, Jan. Like if Natalie already got into red, so you probably already got a bonus for Natalie getting into red.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
one's
that
coming
will,
out.
you know, that's, was it $100?
I think it's 100.
$100,
Yeah.
which is sweet. And then they get the bonus too for being a first time red. So
Yes.
that's really awesome. So like if Terry got into red or, you know, Donna got into red, then that would
So
be.
I'm going to get a red jacket with my new director's jacket, and then I can just wear them back and forth.
Oh, that's fun.
Problem you have.
But you know, they're so stylish. You could wear them anywhere. I mean,
100%.
honest. Yeah.
True.
So, so I want to talk to you about a strategy for April and what we can focus on. Honestly, I think that, I mean, if we're just being real, everything came to a screeching halt in the middle of March. And we were all taken aback and we're all in this pandemic together. And if you watch CBS, that's their new hashtag. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. And, you know, we are all in this together. But now that we've kind of pivoted and we've started to pick up some more virtual things and we've started to share some ideas, I think we've gotten our feet a little bit more under us. And I hope you agree with that. And so April, we know what we're into already. You know, March, it hit us all like out of the blue and we were like, what? Now we kind of know what we're in for. And so I think we're more ready and more prepared. So I think April is going to be a lot stronger than March. Do you agree?
Yes.
I think so. I think, you know, because we're ready, it's not new. So knowing that, I wanted to just throw the ball out there to you guys. What do you think, for you personally, what do you think you should focus on in the month of April?
Apparently new team members.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think for me, really for my DIQ team, we need to get 6 new active by the end, and that's with everyone, and then 5,000 in production by the end of the month. I think that needs to be our strong goal.
Okay. So in order to get that, it's like what Jan said, new team members.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, because all of that comes from the team members.
Okay. So got to see your dad. Your hubby's behind you. Hi, let's all wave to Randy. Hi.
I can't hear you.
That's awesome. Okay. Thought someone was coming in my door. So anyways, I think that focusing on new team members is good. Obviously, the B the bead jewelry.
Yeah.
And it's the earrings that match the necklace that we just got. Oh my word, it's so pretty. I'll be posting a picture if you haven't already seen it. I'm going to post that later today. But the earrings are really, really beautiful. So focusing on the bead jewelry, that just promotes star and consistency. It promotes sales because we have to sell in order to order. So I think that that's a good focus. Definitely the team members. So Jan, I appreciate you saying that. So as a director, that kind of helps me with coming up with the promotions for the month, because we want to like take what our goal is and then work it backwards to find what activity is going to help us reach that goal. So obviously we need to do like a sharing contest, some sort of something for shares, getting new team members. So we did a booking contest in March. So in April, we'll probably do a big share thing. And I may do one or two things a little bit differently with shares. So that will help, but I think that's good. Okay. So also the virtual parties, I wanted to say, follow up with your existing customers. We've all been in for a while. Oh, now we get to see Lex. Hey, Lex. Isn't this fun? So we have, we have existing customers that might be interested in doing a virtual party, especially if you've never done virtual parties before.
Yeah.
To just have, to offer them the opportunity to, hey, I'm doing some fun new things. I've never done this before. I'm kind of like learning it, and I'd love for you to help me. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to, add a couple of your Facebook friends and us do a fun little event, and I'll give you hostess credit. So don't be afraid to ask customers, even if you've gotten in front of them or haven't gotten in front of them in a year or 2 years or whatever. You can go back and ask them because it's different. And so I think it's a fun time to do that, even with existing clients. It doesn't have to be a new lead. And I think that's really great for right now, because it's kind of hard. Like, I don't know about you, but I find it very challenging to call a new lead right now and book them. I'm way more comfortable with booking someone who I already know and already knows me to do something virtual. So I see by your nodding heads that you agree.
Quick note on that, just for finding new people, or if you're going to bring that up later, then I will shut up.
No, go ahead.
Okay. What I found is I did a private party with one of my friends who I'd never been able to do one with before on Facebook, and her guests that she invited, I've been able to follow up and kind of turn those into new leads that will be further parties. So while it's kind of like the referral system, but online, so I will say that is easier, I think, than calling like people from lead boxes that I've gotten in town. That has not gone well. But if they're people who I initially met on Facebook through someone's party, they are much more willing to like continue the virtual parties on. So that might be a good thing to just keep in mind. Yeah. And it may just take one virtual party experience to get that going. So, and you guys know that. Y'all know that. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you today, and I've got notes, so I'm not just scatterbrained, okay, because sometimes, like yesterday, I was scatterbrained. Okay, so today I wanted to be really focused with you because you are the leaders, and I don't remember the percentage, but I think that, and Jan, you might, I don't know if you might remember this or not, because I know you've been Red, but Red Jackets, you guys are like the top, I think, 8% of the company. Like, I don't know if you realize that or not, but not everybody gets to be a Red Jacket. And so it's exciting to think about you guys are the top 8%. It's almost like if you were a organization, you'd be like middle management. You're starting to build your teams, you're starting to build your own organization, which is exciting. But I just think, I applaud you. I think that's awesome. Not everybody's Red. So yay, Red Jackets. Sales directors are the top 2% of the company, but you guys are in the top 8. And it may even be 6. I'm going to go back and check and find out and let you know, but I know you're in the top 8%. Jan, do you know of a number?
I can't remember, but it was either 6 or 8 for top 6 or top 8%.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm right. Let's just say 7.
Yeah. Makes me happy.
We'll just round up. Okay. So you guys are the leaders, and I wanted to encourage you today. I think there's power in hope. And I feel like we give people hope. There's also power in one person. One person can bring hope. So there's a lot of power in one person giving hope. And I think that we give hope to our teams. I think we give hope to the people that are customers and the people that we work with. So it's kind of fun that we get to do that. And I think it's neat that God uses us to do that, to bring hope to people. And I'm not going to get off the tangent, but I will tell you, I was talking with one of my consultants who's been with me for 17 years yesterday. And she's been laid off. And she said, I just don't know what I'm going to do for money. And I was just like, what? And I said, I just was like, it just flew out of my mouth. I was like, what? I said, do you realize who you're talking to? So she's like, yeah, but I'm just not good. And I was like, oh my heavens. So you have this opportunity in your lap right now, and you're worried about what you're going to do to find money. So we have hope. We do have hope, especially right now. And Luke was sharing with me this morning a meme that he saw on Instagram, and it said something about, if you don't come out of this quarantine with a new side hustle or a new discipline, it wasn't a time management issue, it's your discipline. And I was like, ooh, that was really good. But a lot of people are looking for a side gig, especially right now, because they have been laid off. So, okay, so I want to talk to you about a few things that we can do right now as leaders. Because, circumstances are going to change, you guys, and they've changed drastically in the last 3 weeks. And they're probably going to get a little worse before it gets better. But the basics of Mary Kay Cosmetics is the same. It's the same. And so one thing I want to encourage you guys as leaders is to be a din-din person. And that's D-I-N, and it stands for do it now, do it now. So be a din-din person. Do it now. Have a sense of urgency. Because if you don't, someone else will. And some of the things that we do, you have to kind of strike while the iron's hot. If you have someone who, for example, if you have a team member who says, yeah, I'm thinking about doing an order, or I'm wanting to get an order placed, then don't just say, okay, and then let it go. Why not say, well, hey, would you like for me to work up one for you and send it over to you? Or do you want me to call you back and help you with that? Be on it when it presents itself. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So be a din-din person. And if you work with your teams, this is all about working with our teams and teams of teams. And that's what the company is stressing, is that's what we are, as a company, is we're building our teams and helping other women. And so when you're working with your teams, work with your new people from day one. Don't call somebody the last day of the month and say, hey, are you going to order today? And you haven't talked to them for 30 days. That would put me off. You know what I mean? But if we're working with our people from day one and we're assisting them, it may just be, getting them plugged in, providing them opportunities for her to sell or for her to share or for her to be encouraged, then she's going to be excited and she's going to be working. So you may not ever even have to say, hey, are you planning to order? She may just do it because she needs to or wants to. But even if not, you can always go back to those people. If you've been there and you've been assisting them and encouraging them, you can always go back to them. And then when you need them, they're more likely to be the ones that will support you with your business. You know what I mean?
I don't have one.
So the next thing I want to share with
So
you
you can just kind of skip that
is
part.
to not get caught in the emotion. We need, as leaders, to get beyond that. And so I know one of the things that we talk about a lot is emotional management. And, we all have to deal with it. And right now it's a little bit tougher. So I just wanted to give you some examples of some things. But if you call 3 people and you get 3 no's, so what? Call number 4. Keep going. Call number 4. Call number 5. Just keep working and don't overthink it, because the results are going to come with the activity that we do. And our job is just to do the work. Our job isn't necessarily, yes, we want to get the bookings. Yes, we want to get the faces and the sales and the shares and all that. But all of that's going to come if we just do the work. And what happens with us, because we are so emotional as women, I find what happens to us is that we'll be working and we get 2 or 3 no's, and then we're like, whoop, I don't want to hear that anymore. And then we're like, I'm going to do the laundry. I'm going to go clean out the fridge. What am I going to fix for dinner? I'll go ahead and thaw that out now. That kind of thing. And not that that's a bad thing, but if you were working for a job and they gave you a list of 20 people to call, you wouldn't call the first 3 and then stop. Even if you didn't get the answer you wanted, you just not think about it and you just go to the next person. So Frank gave me a really silly analogy, but it was, he said, I love the way that you work because you don't stop. Even when the month changes, some directors work to the end of the month and then they take a break for 3 or 4 days and then they get started again on the 5th or the 7th of the month and they've lost their first week. And so he said, you just go up the escalator and down the escalator, and up the escalator and down the escalator. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you just keep going. You just keep going. And when you're fluid like that, it helps to balance the emotion, because it's not emotional. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking his analogy was kind of silly, but it kind of makes sense on a guy level, I guess. Okay. So if we just keep working, the results are going to come. And so I think if we help our team members with the activity, with doing something, even if it's just getting on MKU or watching the training videos, or hey, have you worked on your contact list? Do you need the script to send out, to start texting those, to start booking, or sending them a virtual script, or the 24/24 challenge? Just equipping them with something and keeping them plugged in is so important. And don't give up on them if they don't respond. So this is a huge thing emotionally for us as leaders, because not everybody plays ball with us. Sometimes I feel like I'm throwing a ball at my team member and they're just standing there letting the ball bounce off of them. You know?
Yes.
Remember, like dodgeball?
Yes.
So you're throwing the ball, and they're just standing there. So we want people to play ball with us, but don't give up on those people if they're not responding. Just make sure that you're giving them the information that they need. And some are going to take it and run, and some aren't, and it's okay. It'll work itself out. But I just want to give you this example. I have a team member who's been with me for a long, long time. Probably have not had a phone conversation with her in about a year. We text and, box every once in a while, but I probably haven't talked to her on the phone. And she's a nurse, and I called her 3 days ago. And she didn't pick up, but I left her a message and I said, hey, I'm just praying for you during this time. I know it's got to be crazy. I don't know if your hours have picked up. I'm just praying for your health and your safety and your family. And I just wanted to check on you and see how you were doing. Didn't even say anything about Mary Kay. Well, she didn't answer the phone. She didn't call me back. She didn't text me back, nothing. But yesterday she placed an order. And I was surprised when I saw it. And because she was a T. It had been a while since she had ordered. It had been over 6 or 7 months. And she texted me after she placed her order, and she said, hey, thank you so much for your phone call the other day. It was really great to hear from you. Oh, and by the way, I placed an order, and put a little winky face. So don't give up on those people, because you never know when they're going to come around, and it has to be about her and not about us. So I just want to encourage you not to give up. And at the same time, I feel like with the no emotion, watching our emotions, if people think that we're upset with them, they feel that, like they can feel that vibe. Even if, I'll get to that in a second, but I just love them where they are, because we're not in their shoes, but just equip them, empower them. And then I'm not saying keep throwing the ball at somebody if they're not playing ball back, but just don't write them off. Just stay kind of, you might not want to call them every day, still stay in touch with them though. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? Okay. So it is about her. And it used to drive me crazy at success meetings when I would see someone come up to introduce their new recruit and say, hey, this is Susie. She's number 5. Yay. And I was thinking, number? She's not a number. She's a person. She has a name, and she could pass you right up. I mean, you never know. So, that always make it about her and not, I know we're thinking for us as we're building our teams, we're thinking, okay, yeah, she might be my number 5 or whatever, but you always, when you work with her, you want it to be about her and helping her and serving others. Any questions about that? Comments? Anything? Okay. Thought your mom raised her hand for a minute. Okay. Let's see. So, Mary Kay used to say, whatever we give into the lives of others automatically comes back into our own. And that was a Mary Kay Ash quote. And I think it's so true, because this is all about serving others and helping others. And when you help enough other people get what they want, you get what you want. And I've seen that come to fruition too. The last thing I want to talk to you about is not giving up. Let's not give up. Sometimes things seem hard, especially right now in these trying times. But if you're working with your team member, don't let them be negative. Okay? So we want to be supportive, but we're not counselors. We're not their psychiatrist. We're not a trained counselor. I'm not saying not talk to them. I think we need to listen, and I think we need to support them and encourage them and love them where they are. But what I'm saying is don't allow them to be continually negative. If it's over and over again, if they're calling you and they're being negative, did you see the freezer trailers outside of the hospital in New York? Did you see that it's going to get worse before it's going to get better? Did you know that I got laid off? Did you know that it's happening all to everyone? We're all in this together. It is not anything that's just pinpointed at a few people. So don't allow somebody to run that negativity train over you and dump all of that on you, because it can be very draining for us as leaders. And especially the bigger your team is, for them, it's one person, it's them. But for you, if you have 5 people on your team, you've got 5 people talking to you. And if it's all negative, 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 that affects you and how you feel. So allow them to talk and vent, give them a few minutes, and then say, okay, let's do this. And then move on to something with action, with activity, because the action is going to cure negativity. That's the thing that's going to get somebody back excited. If they have a sale, if they have a share, if they're doing a party, if they're doing something, that action is going to cure that negativity. So that's the best way we can support them. So I'm not saying don't listen to them. I'm just saying don't allow somebody to dump on you continually. Okay. And just say, okay, let's do this. And so if we do the work, God is going to bless it. Really try to work on not having the emotion, but just keep going and don't overthink, just keep moving forward. And as leaders, we really have to be in control of our own emotional management. So if we're having an off day, which we do, we all have off days or days where, okay, I don't want to talk to one more person because if they tell me no, I'm going to cry. We all have those. I have those too. So if we're having an off day or we're upset, like I said, they can feel that vibe. So do something, maybe get off the phone or the Vox or email or whatever, and do something to fill your own cup. Set a timer for maybe 30 minutes to work or an hour, and then get up and go take a walk or read a book or whatever. Listen to some praise music, something that's going to fill your own cup. You know what that is. But remember to do something for yourself. Take a 15 to 20 minute break periodically throughout the day and do something for you. Does that make sense too? Okay, I think that's really important, because as leaders, we have to be strong and we have to be excited for our people. And it's hard to be excited if you're having an off day and then someone, shares. Someone has that dump truck. So, okay, that's all I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to open it up if anybody has any questions or comments or anything that you are excited about in April.
I am excited about doing my first virtual party. I haven't done anything like this, and I'm totally intimidated by it. So I'm going to talk to my sister and see if she'll let me practice on her, just so I can get my feet wet and get an idea of what it's going to be like, rather than getting in front of total strangers and doing a belly flop. But anyway, that's kind of what I've got going on, I think, this month. So.
Yeah.
Okay, and Jan, are you going to be on our Thursday night, tomorrow night, the virtual party that I'm doing?
I am. I definitely want to do that, because I'm excited about that class. Because
Awesome.
I'm not going to do anything after that class.
It's going to be so fun. I said it's going to be really fun. I'm just copying Amy. So her party that she did Friday night, I mean, you can copy anybody. You just got to copy the right cat.
But I haven't seen what anybody else has done, so I have nothing to compare to.
Yeah, so I want you to watch, because I just watched Amy do it Friday, and it was just great. And so I actually did a little practice with my daughter yesterday. And so we did a little practice one. And just so I could make sure I could copy and paste and get it all before it happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So be on there tomorrow, and then I think you'll feel a lot better about it too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And my follow-up plan is to, actually, you guys, I'll tell you, I haven't told anybody else yet, but I'm working on a Google Doc to send to people after the party's over. Okay. And it, ask them things like what they liked best and all that, but also what did you want to buy today? Referrals.
Good. I thought the close was a little weak on the script that they had.
Yeah. So I'm working on a Google Doc. I'm hoping to have it for tomorrow night, but as soon as it's done, I'll share it. I'll share it with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I think that'll help too, help us to get some more sales. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out the referral piece. But my main thought is that after the party, when you do that individual follow-up, you can say, Susie, if you had fun today, would you be interested in maybe hosting one of these? And you can invite all your friends. We can create the private event, and then I'm going to give you hostess credit and give her the hostess credit. And that way we're meeting new customers because they know so many more people than we know.
So one of the posts in there is like, if you have it with multiple consultants, like I did, that one of them, I didn't use it, but they would message their consultant with a list of 5 names and numbers, and then they would get some kind of a prize for that. So I don't know. I didn't do it because we were running so long, and I felt people kind of dropping off towards the end for sure because it was just so long. So I was like, okay, that's not going to happen.
Well, and see, I think that's a great idea. I just feel like it's a little weak. Like if you say, just message your consultant with 5, who's going to do that? I would be like, yeah.
So if you, go ahead, Whit.
Okay, I have a friend who does online parties. She does Color Street, but they only do online parties, and she is good at them. So I went to hers last night to learn. And what she does is part of her party is people offer to host packages. So she will put up a picture of what she's going to give away. It's like a nail set. And she'll say, okay, if you want to be my next hostess, just type the word me and we'll get it set. And she keeps it that simple.
Oh, I love that.
It's so simple. You can post a picture of a mascara. Like you pick what you want to do and just post it and say, okay, who wants to be my next hostess? Pick me. And this will be in the mail for you tomorrow.
Okay. So I actually love that idea. And I have a like meme, whatever you want to call it, picture that has that verbiage, but it says, I'm looking for my next 5 hostesses. And I feel like that is intimidating. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be. And I think if you're doing it with multiple people, a good thing to do would write your hostess's name. And then for me, I'm doing it with my consultant. So I realized that to offer something on their behalf, like you need to check with who you're hosting the party with to make sure they're comfortable offering that. But I think any consultant could see the value in it. But I think sometimes be flexible with whatever party you're at, talk to your people first. But I think that's just a really low maintenance way to get those referrals for the parties. People will type the word me for a free mascara. Like that's a thing.
And I did notice that some people are intimidated by putting a whole sentence out there. So if it can be like a 1 word or put a heart in the comment, they're more likely to do that. Some people will say anything. Other people are like silent watchers, but they might just put me or a emoji in the comments.
I love that. Well, thanks for sharing that. If I can figure out how to redo that thing that says 5 to just send it, if you'd be willing, type me, you know?
If you just copy it, you should be able to edit it.
I'm going to send it to you. That's great because I'm not good at that.
I can do that.
So, that's awesome. Okay, so I know you guys have one Thursday night. I know we have one tomorrow night. I think that's great. We're kind of dividing and conquering because then we can reach more people, which helps the unit overall. So that's great. Does anybody have anything else that they want to add or share before we close our meeting today?
I have a quick question about like the red jacket thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I totally get how it works for me personally. I have some people in my mind on my team that I think would work towards that if I worked with them. Do you have like a script where you ask people if they're ready to move into red and if they'll work with you on a strategy for that? Because I have some girls that I think would be really interested, but I almost want to work with them in like a different way, if that makes sense. Because I know that you do that, Nancy. So I know that you have thought this through before.
Yes. So what are you asking?
Okay. Like Amanda on my team, I think would be super interested in becoming a red jacket.
Do you just need a script? You just
kind of? Yeah, I think.
Well, I think a script, I mean, I don't have anything typed up for it. Usually I have these conversations over Voxer or on the phone because I think it's important. I probably wouldn't text it to somebody because I want to hear what, I don't want my goal to ever be their goal. I don't want to say, Jan, I really think you probably should go for a gold medal this month. That may not be Jan's goal. You know what I mean? Sure. So I'm not going to ever place a goal into somebody's lap, but I want to find out if they are interested in that. So I think the conversation is just something and I asked somebody this earlier today, was, hey, we're having a contest. This contest came across my desk where you can get a free red jacket if you add 3 new personal team members by June 30th and they're qualified. And I just thought of you, like you were one of the first people I thought of. I think you would look great in a red jacket. I really could see you as being a leader. And I wanted to know if you'd work closely with me this month to see if we could do some shares together. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Perfect.
And then if they say, well, you know, and then
Yeah.
it's not for them and you just move to the next person. Because you never want to force somebody to do something if they're not.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you think that they would be really good and they're just scared, then you could say, well, why don't we just work together? And then at the end of the month, you can decide if it's something you want to do or not.
Well, and I know my new girls that are starting within the last month or 2, they don't have any real parties, basically. Right. So they don't really even know how to share.
Right.
So I think I will have to approach them because I don't think they'll know how to do that.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to rely heavily right now on 3-way phone calls or face-to-face, if we can do a Facebook Messenger face-to-face or FaceTime or Google Hangouts or even a Zoom share. Yeah. And then using the videos. There's so many videos with different nationals and different directors sharing. I just recorded one just last week, and it should be on our Facebook page. Not our Facebook, on our website. At the top on the opportunity, it's 15 minutes, but it's me sharing exactly like what I did for the Peek into Pink last week. And, you know, I think that that's good too. So we could rely heavily on that. Just getting the information to people, just sharing. And then of course the follow-up is the same. So there's not a whole lot that's changed other than we can't meet face to face, but we still have the same information, and we do have lots of videos and things in place that we can use. I don't feel like it's the best source in the beginning, but it might weed the people out who aren't interested if you have like a lot of people you want to share with, and then we could follow up with those who are interested with a phone call. That's what I'm thinking.
I lost you all. And I don't
It's okay. We are done for today. How did I do on time? We did pretty good. I appreciate you guys being on. We're going to do more of these red jacket meetings because you guys are like my inner circle. You're the leaders. And so I'm excited to see what April has in store for all of us. I think that we're ready. I think we're ready for April. Hi, everybody. And so I think that that's an advantage that we didn't have last month. We also had a great month in March, you guys, and I just feel really blessed by that. Our unit did over 14,000. Whitney finished DIQ month 1. She hit over 4, and they added several new people, which was really good. So I think this is going to be, I think April's going to be really great. And I'm excited to see us all continuing to just do the work, and don't get in your brain about what's happening or what's not happening. Just go down the escalator and up the escalator, just do those things.
Hey, I just, can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, so with our current customers, when they've had a party, it's had to be their neighbors and their friends. But on a virtual party, they can invite anybody they know in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a whole new set of leads.
Right.
Off of those people. So if they know somebody in Romania, I've got missionaries there, and I think she might want to be part of a party because she never gets to do this kind of fun stuff. So I really feel like getting our current hostesses to be, if they would be interested in helping you learn how to do a virtual party, they would have such an opened up guest list. And then you could be having somebody from Ohio, and then they'll be a hostess, and then that lady's going to know people, you know. I just think maybe it's opened up the whole world for us in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's great because we don't have territories. Like Mary Kay was so set up for this, you guys, and we just didn't even know it. So yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I was hinting at the beginning, was going back to those existing customers, because it is such a different venue. So, and that's more and more people. Thank you for adding that. Anybody else? Okay, awesome.
I'm ready for the Saturday summit.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Yes.
gonna be good.
Oh, yes. It's going to be so good. I am excited too. It's going to be long, but it's not going to be as long as like sitting there all day at career conference. But it
Yes.
is 3 hours. I'm like 12 to 3. So what time is that for you, Amy? 10 to 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll need lunch.
Get some I already told Frank I'm going to need some snacks and all that. But it is going to be so good. And they're going to do giveaways. So I'm excited.
Is there a way? I was so overwhelmed last Saturday from getting over the party from Friday night. I didn't get to watch that 40-minute, and I can't seem to find that anywhere. Is there a place where I can go back and watch that?
Yeah, it's posted on InTouch now. So
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure where. Maybe check the video lounge and see if it's there.
Okay.
If not, I'll look and see if I can find it and tell you where.
Okay.
So, and for those who weren't on today, this is recorded. I'm going to try to figure out how to get it to them. So I'm either going to create a Vox group for our red jackets where I can post it there, or I'm going to send it to each person individually, one or the other. But I'm not going to put it on our Facebook page because this is for red jackets only. So.
Hey, and this is killing me, but my granddaughter is over there with Whitney, and can she poke her head in and wave at me?
Oh,
Allie.
yeah.
Come here. Look who's here with me. Come on over. Come on. Hi, Oh, let's see if she can hear you. I'll unplug this. School at my house today because it's new for everybody. Oh,
Can you hear her, Amy?
Just barely. Just
Okay.
barely.
okay. That should be a little bit better. Okay. Tell her
Yes.
hi.
All right. Well, work hard, Allie. I'm glad you're with Aunt Whitney. Do a good job today, okay?
Good luck on your math.
Here, we'll message Gma in just a minute, okay? So tell her to bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being on.
Bye.